Happy Women's History Month. This is Dr. Nadia, founder of the Doyen Agency. And this month, our videos and content will be focused on conversations to help women business owners excel and move forward. And I wanted to kick things off this month by sharing a conversation that I recently had with my mentor and how it completely helped to shift things in my thinking and my approach to business, because it really focused on self-care, and self-care matters in the growth of your business. So tune in for more. I recently scheduled a session with one of my mentors. And so we had an opportunity to actually meet in person and share some Starbucks. And it was delightful. And while I initially scheduled this time because I wanted to pick her brain around just her vision for where her own business is going, because she was talking a lot about legacy and passing the mantle and, succession planning, if you use that terminology. That was not her terminology at all, but it definitely got me to thinking like, oh, what's going on? Like all the alarm bells in my brain started to go off. And so we scheduled this session. And of course, in true Kathy fashion, she turns around and she's like, so what do you need? And it was just like, wait, I have questions. But after years of working with Kathy, I knew that I needed to just have this moment to just talk it out. And so I just had, a true Nadia fashion, my bulleted list of here are the things that I may not necessarily need, but I definitely would like to talk about. And a couple of things that really came out of that session for me was the increased importance of setting aside time just to think. Now, for some of you, that may not be rocket science or breaking news, but for me, it has definitely not been a big priority. Like, I get it. I get the value of it. I've experienced the value of it, but I have not made it a priority. And I've still been in this place or space where it's like, I have work to do. I have a defined amount of time to do it. And me thinking hasn't necessarily risen to the top of, oh, this is the thing that I need to do. But I was really glad I made that time to get away, because she always gives me the opportunity to just take time to sit and think. She's like, let me know when you want me to come back and we can continue talking or doing whatever we're doing. So it really drove that home for me to continue to prioritize that time, because it only allows me to show up better to serve my clients. My head is clear. I'm not all muddled. I don't have those moments of just coming and staring at my computer like, why is it taking me so long to get this done? And when you think about sales and the things that you have to do, I often find that people will say, like, I know the things that I'm supposed to do, but, right, there's something under the but. And it's not always like I'm afraid or, like fear definitely leads to procrastination, but sometimes you are just so overwhelmed and you need a moment to just breathe. So write that down, like give yourself a moment to just breathe. It may not be setting aside an hour to just think. It may literally be, let me just pause right here at my desk and just take a breath. Because there's so much going on. There's so many things I'm juggling, not only in my business, but in my personal life. And oh yeah, there's a whole lot of crap going on in the world, by the way. And I just need a second to breathe. The second thing that I got out of my conversation with Kathy was a reminder of the value of having a mentor that isn't necessarily in your industry, right? Like Kathy does things and she has a wealth of experience that I can glean from, both as a businesswoman, a wife, a mom, an adoptive mom. Like, oh my gosh, so many great things that I can glean from her, but she isn't in my industry per se. And so she brings a different perspective, and it really allows me and gives me ideas, right? It's refreshing because it's not always hearing the same thing. It's sometimes packaged in a different way, but she brings a completely different perspective. And so as you're looking at and selecting mentors and coaches and all of these things, really consider, what would it look like to have someone to support me in my business, even if it's for a short time, that isn't in this world, whatever this world looks like for you. And then the third thing, which I think was probably the biggest, was just the mantra, right? Like at the end of our sessions, Kathy's always like, so what are you walking away with from your time today, right? And I then have my other list of things, and she writes it down. Sometimes I write it down, but it gives me time to just get it out my brain. And one of the biggest things for me was do less, be more, right? Like it was monumental for me. I think about Women's History Month and all that it stands for, and just also just the women and the impact that so many women have, but also the opportunities and the challenges that many women face when growing their businesses. That was huge. Do less, be more. Now, that's not the first time, again, that I have heard that, or heard, maybe not said in that way. I don't know 100% if I've heard it said exactly like that, but trust me, I've heard the essence of it. And I've always kind of been like, that sounds great. That sounds, aspirational. But I think, it took getting to this place for me to really be like, you know what, Nadia, these things are important. And they're not only important, obviously, for helping to grow your business, but they're also important for you and in the other roles in your life, as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter, as a friend, right? Like we need you, we, the collective, to really be able to show up fully as you, and not be exhausted, and not be tired, and not be cranky, and not be all the things. But I think more importantly, when you have a desire to serve at the level that I desire to serve at, and our commitment to excellence here at the Doyen Agency, it really also means just being able to show up clear-headed and not muddled, so that you can communicate with the team, you can have their support, you can support your clients with fresh, innovative ideas, and not feel like you're just giving them scraps because you are so burned out, so tired, so stressed, and you've just been on this constant hamster wheel that it is just essentially touching all these different areas of your life, and not in a positive way. And so as we're kicking things off for this month, I'm super excited to celebrate so many women in my network, in my life. I've had the opportunity to work with all of them in some capacity or another, and share their words of wisdom. And so you'll see that if you're following or connected with us on social media. So definitely follow us on Instagram at I am Dr. Nadia. I am Dr. Nadia. And just, celebrate with us this month as we kick things off for Women's History Month. But more importantly, let's kick things off this month by making a commitment to doing less and being more. Sound good? Whew. Deep breath. All right. This is Dr. Nadia, founder of the Doyen Agency and creator of Straight Talk About Sales, and so excited to share with you this month, to celebrate with you this month, the amazing women, not all, but some, that are in my network. And happy Women's History Month to you. I'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.